can assure you nobody's taking that title for this year.
But I hope he will retire after he loses.
There won't be another Kofi. I'm impressed with everybody but him.
It's because they're scared that they may be wrong.
Fully capable of surpassing all of them.
I'm going to give her a run for her money.
I'm coming to win. I'm not coming for fun.
Fair and unfortunate.
There's going to come with losses. It's not the end of the world.
Need for a black curtain backdrop, and I get it.
Bodybuilding is my control within chaos.
My conditioning kills.
Look, you got a really exclusive interview because I ain't been saying none of this shit, yo. I've been holding my tongue on the internet.
Yes, guys, it is Bikini Insider, and I am with my co-host, IFBB Pro Bikini competitor KERRY Sexton, and former IFBB Pro Bikini, now IFBB Pro Fit model, MARNIE, and we also have our very special guest. We all know that it must be now a year to the day that she held up her heels over her head at the Arnold Classic stage in Ohio in 2025. She waved goodbye, walked into the Ohio sunset. It's, of course, Angelica Teixeria. Angelica, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. So good to be here again.
And
nice talking to everyone.
Also, I know this is pretty much a warm-up because you got a big job at the Arnold Classic come Saturday.
Yes. I'll be the commentator for all the female divisions. So I'm super excited. I have done the commentator for the Brazilian live stream at the Olympia, but for the Arnold, it'll be the first time. And I mean, English, right? English is my second language. So yeah, I have been studying a lot and, doing my homework, and I hope to do a great job coming this weekend. So this is a great warm-up for me.
Yeah. That's amazing because you're still involved in the sport, still here, still knowing what's going on and all that kind of stuff. I actually love that for you. That must feel really nice.
Yeah, this is what I love, and I knew I would be doing something after, I retired. And I am a coach. I have my clients, my competitors, lifestyle too, but a lot of competitors. So, I can put my passion into them, but to be involved, and really be, into it, doing, being the broadcast, the live stream, something that when I had the opportunity, the invite, I was like, oh my God, I knew something good was gonna come, to kind of fit me in, and I can still be part of the big shows like the Arnold is so special for me. So to be involved, anyhow, anything that they wanted me to do, I'll be happy. But to do the live stream was something that when they invite me, I'm like, oh, I feel so good. I feel so special, This will be a really good challenge, but I'm really excited about it.
And of course, you'll also be representing your sponsor, Apply Nutrition, Friday and Saturday, is that right?
Yes, and subs in US and Applied Nutrition in UK. Yeah, I'll be at the booth Friday. I think it's from 11. Okay, I'll post about my time. We'll be in the afternoon. You're not going to see me there when bikini is on stage or wellness is on stage and fitness. But other than that, I'll be all day with them on Friday and Saturday. I'm really excited to meet the whole team, the family, and subs and Applied Nutrition family, everyone. A great opportunity to get together, everyone. So everyone in the Arnold Expo, come see me, at the subs and Applied Nutrition booth.
Well, look, let's get straight into it. We are going to focus on the Arnold Classic, but before we get there, let's rewind back from the weekend just gone, because we had the first ever Fit Model Pro Show. Fit Model made his debut on the pro stage, 47, 48 competitors. I think it's 47. Someone dropped out, I believe. But unbelievable turnout. I know you girls also kept a close eye on the show. We're going to go straight into the winner. The first ever pro Fit Model winner is Emily Chanel from Las Vegas, USA, mother of one. And I'm going to bring up the video, her individual presentation. And I'm really keen to hear your girls' feedback about Emily, because I know she was a favorite from the beginning. She lived up to expectations. She's got the win. Marnie, let me start with yourself, because now Fit Model is your division. Talk to me about Emily.
I'm really glad that she won, because I think she does have the full package. And I think that is something that is really important for this class, just the presentation, and I mean, she's got the tiny waist, she's got a beautiful shape, and I think that's something that's really important for fit model is shape. It's the silhouette, it's the presentation, everything has to flow. You don't want anything to stand out for the wrong reasons. So I'm really happy for her. And yeah, I mean, what a result. I think just all the girls that were like in the top 5, top 10, that's a huge accomplishment for them because this was such a busy show. And it's hard to stand out when there's 47 girls. So yeah, I bet that they're all, so happy with how they performed, and they should be very, very proud for the first show. So yeah.
Kerry, I mean, I guess what was important for the judges was to make sure that the winner for Fit Model Pro, there's a clear difference between Fit Model and Bikini. I think we can all agree, looking at Emily, they have stuck to the criteria on point, and there's a clear difference from Fit Model and Bikini. Is that something you see?
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely see it. But you know what? I think like it's really nice to look at. I think this like division just from head to toe is just really, really good to look at. Like I think, most people underestimated it at the start with how much your structure needs to fit the category. You can't just roll off of a beach into this. Like, there was quite a lot of comments at the start saying, oh, people aren't going to need to train, X, Y, and Z, and things like that. But I just think that it's definitely, I really hope this has like inspired more people to give it a go, and has made people realize as well that like, even if it needs a lot of like adaptation, so you can't have too much muscle, you can't have not enough muscle, there needs to be a nice fullness, you need to have the right genetic structure, you can't just like roll off of a beach, or perhaps you can't just go straight from bikini to this. Like it's a category of its own in its own right, and it entails a lot of hard work to be able to be of this standard and to fit in like we've seen across the top 10 here.
Angelica, when Tyler Mannion, the NBC, put out Fit Model, they went back to one of the earlier physiques of Ashley Coldwater, which of course is a period of when you also were, not started, because you were in that era as well, competing. So you now seeing the Fit Model results and the physiques that we're looking, this is your top 6 for the first ever Fit Model Pro show. What's your thoughts of the first ever show we've seen in Fit Model?
I love the shape, the physique, the fresh look, right? Like Fit Model is like when I saw them on stage posing, like this is really, like what they said about the standard, what they wanted. It's really different from Bikini, and when I saw them on stage, I'm like, wow, they look, because I didn't see, like the national shows, when they become pro, I didn't watch like the routines or anything. I just saw pictures. And when you see them posing on video, I'm like, wow, they more petite than I thought, so they smaller than what I thought. And I think this is really good for the division to start. We don't know if it's going to evolve a little bit more to a little bit more muscle. And I think that's, like every female category went that way. And I think they really started like small and smaller so they can, like build that foundation and have a standard, right, for the fit model. But remembering, like when Tyler put Ashley, right, like what Ashley looked like, I did feel that Ashley, like the example that he gave, of course, he didn't have any fit model, like to give the example, right? But when he just like announced it, the division, and giving Ashley Kawats in 2014, 2015 as example, I did think that they were gonna be, like a little bit like soft, but a little bit more fuller with a little bit more muscle popping. But I do think that it's gonna evolve to what we saw, in Ashley, maybe, like me in 2016, you know. But I love it. I love it. It's really like you look at them, it's like a model with muscle, and I think that's what it should be. So I hope they keep it, like they find a way to keep that division, like with a standard. And I'm really excited to see how it evolves, until the Olympia.
Marnie, look, we know here from the first call out, Emily and Gabrielle were dead center the entire time. Even go to the final call out, it really was between those two. So away from those two, who were the other ones that stood out for you? That where you felt, oh my God, Fit Model, that's them all over. I'm sure anyone that watched it would have been able to pinpoint someone from the 47 girls. Every one of them would have probably been a fan favorite from someone. But for you, who was the person that stood out for you?
I've got to say, my girl Jane Jones. I'm such a fan, and yeah, to me, she looks immaculate, and I do think Jane will qualify for the Olympia this year. I can see that happening for her. I think she wrote about her feedback that she got. She did like a swipe post or something, and I was reading through that. So she's actually been told she needs a bit more glute and she needs to stop training her upper body, which to me makes sense because when we look at like the development that she's got, I think it's a really pretty amount of muscle. It's not overpowering, but you can see that she trains her shoulders, you know. And it requires a lot of hard work to look like that as well, which I think we need that in this class, and we've got that now, seeing the girls at pro standard. I hope that this makes all the people just kind of eat their words that said that this was not a bodybuilding class, because like you're seeing girls like this, and you know, there's clearly some hard work that's gone in to look like that. So yeah, she would be one of my standouts, for sure. What about you guys? Is there anyone else that you
I
thought stood
agree.
out?
I think she was definitely a standout. You can see though that essentially her delts are a bit capped, heading like,
Yeah.
you know, some bikini girls kind of have that. So I would say, yeah, that's the right feedback, but obviously you can adjust things in that way as well by even taking training stimulus away to create a flatter look. So I have no doubts that they're working hard in that corner, and I do believe as well that we will see her at the Olympia, but she is definitely one of my favorite physiques, to be honest, as well.
KERRY, Angelica, I think we do need to talk about Janet, because in the end that was a very big talking point going into the show. She definitely drew a lot more eyeballs because she is a 2020 Olympia bikini winner. Angelica, you know all about her, having had many head-to-heads on stage with her. I guess very much of a start of when Janet and more bikini pros start making that switch. There was the concern we saw from some fit models thinking, oh, will they just go ahead and win the shows? There was that consensus. You saw it on social media. Ashley Cole-Washer actually spoke out a few times about it. Yeah. However, we kind of saw the opposite. What actually happened? Janet actually took 14th place. So very far away from actually securing the win. But I think what also happened was, if we go to an individual presentation, we saw a clear difference of what they're looking for when it comes to fit model versus a bikini pro transferring over to fit model who is still looking at the current bikini criteria or close to it. Angelica, what was your thoughts of seeing Janet return to the stage in fit model?
First, when I saw her walking on stage, I was like, oh my God, this girl. She's so beautiful, you know. I think she did an amazing job. Her physique looks so feminine, so curvy, you know. It's just so good to look at it, you know. I love her look. I do. But it is a little bit too far away from what we see in fit model, you know, like from the start. Maybe one day it will evolve to what Janet, you know, is looking like right now. We can see like, you know, like in her lower body, like her glutes is full. She didn't show, you know, like much of the tying, you know, it was just nice and full and round. But I think like a lot of the problem, not the problem, because oh my God, she was gorgeous. She was like amazing on stage. But I think her shoulders, she always had a little bit more shoulders. And I even felt that she was kind of like trying to hide with the hair. And she did a great job with that because her hair was so beautiful. So it kind of like complemented, you know, like the whole package. But putting her on the side, like seeing her by herself was like, wow, she can take this. But seeing her in the lineup, comparing with the other fit model pros, was like, yeah, she's, like she's one of the best in bikini, that we ever had. She'll always be a big name in bikini, like it's still like so many bikini girls still look up to her, like what she did, like her her legacy, right? So it's so hard for like an athlete that put on, like more muscle, like we did, like she did, like I did, to just go to another division and with just like a few months. I don't know when she started that prep. She didn't announce like, like too long ago, but I don't know how long she's been working on, like downsizing her physique. But I think it's really hard. It takes a lot of time to, to build muscle is hard, but to lose that muscle is so, so hard. But she did an amazing job. She looks amazing. And I don't know what, like I have an idea what the feedback was. And but I don't really know if she'll be like wanted willing to go that road to lose all the muscle, seeing like what they awarded for the top 5.
I was throughout the live stream, I was talking to Becky on WhatsApp. We were just going back and forth on the girls, and we were talking about Janet as well. And my perception of Janet was this looks like fit model in maybe 3 years, 4 years time as the division evolves, just like we saw with Bikini. Look at the evolution from the start. You couldn't even a 5-year difference. It would made a big jump, and what I saw from Janet just looked like something I would expect to see in the Fit Model Pro League in 2029, maybe earlier, but 2029, 2030, which is why I'm not taking anything away with Janet. We know the division will eventually evolve. It has to, just like every other division. And the reason why I throw it to yourself, Marnie, is because you are in a similar position. You're transferring over from Bikini Pro, and we spoke on the WhatsApp about some changes to your training to make sure you fit the criteria, something that Janet is going to have to make the change to if she wishes to continue a career in Fit Model. Is that something you would agree with?
Yeah, I would say that the streamlining of the physique is not easy. And I mean, this is something that Becky has already said so many times now, is particularly at our seminar that we did. She said, don't think that just because someone has had success in bikini that they're going to be able to walk into Fit Model and just automatically win a show. Like, we have work to do, but it looks slightly different than what some of the other girls might have to do. And I think ultimately, again, it just kind of comes back full circle to what you truly want for yourself as an athlete and what your values are. And if you actually want to look a certain way off the stage as well, because I think we can all agree, like, Janet's got a physique that we all think is absolutely beautiful. Like, who wouldn't want to look like Janet at the end of the day? She's a queen. So I think then she may have her own decisions to make there as to like, okay, yes, I may want to pursue Fit Model and I may want to get to the Olympia and compete in that division, but how does she want to look off the stage and what does she want her life to look like from now until that point? Because, if that means that you have to pull back on training, that might not be what you truly want. If you love to train, then that's going to be difficult. So, like, for me, for example, I personally don't mind pulling back on my training because it means that I have more time to put into my business and with my posing clients and stuff. So actually, that's kind of complementary to where I was anyway after I'd retired from bikini, because I wanted to pull back from my training. So it's like, it makes sense for me to try Fit Model because that was already what I was doing, So I think everyone's going to find themselves in slightly different situations. And that's when you just have to audit what you want your training to look like and your prep to look like. I mean, this is going to be a prep like no other for me. It's going to be so different than what I did in bikini, but I guess that's what I find exciting about it, is that I don't really know what's coming, and that's part of the fun. So
100%. I think as well, like, it's actually harder than people think to downsize, and it does entail like a lot. It's not only not training, it's essentially probably having to pull back on protein, eating like a lot lower food. So it's definitely a process, just like we have to eat more food to grow muscles. Sometimes you do see people, and I have a few friends that have gone through this, like Meg, Carly Thornton, people like that spring to mind, who have had to go through the process of eating less, doing more like high intensity like workouts to essentially burn off the muscle. It's not in a roundabout way a case of just dieting. So it is a new challenge. And like you said, like someone has to be very aligned with going through that because with that as well, like eating less protein, eating less calories, things like that. Like, yes, we do it in a diet, but like, yeah, I think it's just different. It's going to be really interesting to watch and especially watch your journey as well, Marnie, because obviously it's going to be different to, you know, anything that you've done before.
Yeah, and this is stuff that I was talking to Jake about yesterday on the phone. He was like, I don't think we're at the point yet where I need to like pull your food down from that standpoint. Because I mean, I've not trained my upper body for the last year anyway. Like, you know, I'm carrying more body fat, whatever. Once I diet, then I'll know like where I'm sat. But he did actually say at one point, he was like, I don't want you to freak out, but if it gets to it, I might have to get you jogging on a treadmill. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So we're gonna just have to wait and see. But like, yeah, my work and process has already started. It technically already started last year. But just without me knowing 100% that I was going to do fit model, it was just what I felt aligned at, to be honest, with my training. All I've done is train glutes, and even now moving forward, that's also going to be pulled back. Like, I don't need to be training with that much intensity. It's just like pump sessions, really, which I find interesting as well, because I'm sure that there'll be a lot of bikini girls that are in the same boat where they're told that they don't need to grow anymore. And once you're at that point, yeah, like once you're at that point in either fit model or bikini, it would be similar situation.
It is. I can definitely say I've experienced that. That's the way my training's been, to be honest. And again, it just comes down to what you're aligned to. Like some people literally like would be like, no, absolutely not, because like I want to train, that's what, you know, but where like you're aligned and I'm aligned is like I want to be the best bikini athlete. So whatever that entails is whatever I will do.
Yeah.
When bikini started, it was more like body weight workouts.
Yeah.
You know, like for when we had like in 2010 that we had the first, you know, Olympia champion, you can see the difference. And it's kind of like what fit model look like now, you know, like Gonzalez, you know, Sonia Gonzalez, when she won, it was like that. And the training used to be like more like of a body weight, not much of the machines, not much of the, you know, like really heavy weight. And then around like 2013 started to change. That's when I started competing. And I remember all the pros kind of saying, oh, bikini change now, you know, like we're not like just body weight anymore. We work hard, we go to the gym, we are allowed to train harder, you know. That was a good change, I remember back then, right? So now we don't know how this, like that's actually the type of training that we want to see with fit model, right? With all, even like if we take an athlete, like no an athlete, if we take a girl like me as a coach coming, she's just getting started, right? She never trained before, but she sees it, you know, online. She wants to compete. We're not gonna put them to train really, really heavy, you know. We will, like, if they don't have any muscle, they will be able to train a little bit heavier, but never to a point that they're gonna be like pushing weights and, you know, like really making face in the gym, like, because as the division evolves, then the training will evolve, you know, together. So, and even more for the bikini, that like you, right, Marnie, that like transitioning to fit model, then you have to be very like, you know, the strategy gotta be there, like dumbbells. If you do dumbbells, you know, that's good. But yeah, even for glutes, like we see the glutes like that they had didn't have like that much development, you know.
Yeah, I was
So
going to say then, since you're here, Angelica, do you have any words of advice for me? Because you've seen my physique, so what do you think?
yeah, what I think, like for me, you were great in bikini. You just needed, you know, like to dial in a little bit more, to come in a little bit leaner, you know, for a few shows, but the physique was there, you know. So, but I understand, like bikini keeps evolving and it's hard, right? So it's like, do I want to do what it takes, like to keep evolving, right? So I think it was the like a good call for you. And hearing you saying that you already doing that, you're already not training, you know, like you're putting everything like everything to your business, right? So this is a good thing for you. So I think for you, like sitting down with your coach and finding that strategy with your training, or not training, almost not training, doing more like a body weight workouts, to
Yeah.
just be toned, and for sure I think you're gonna be like doing a lot of more cardio than you did before, and
Yeah.
eating less. So it's not easy. Like it's not an easy prep. I remember Bikini back then, we used to eat a lot less. Like, like the diet would be like 1,000, like 1,200 calories most, because we needed to be small so we couldn't eat that much, right? And then as Bikini evolved, now we see like I'm eating so much. Of course, we need to grow, we need to eat more. So I think for you, be like a different challenge, because yes, you'll be eating less, and doing more cardio. But I already I feel on you that like it's lighting you up, that passion is back, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I think it'll take a little while because you have to downsize a little
Of
bit.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, but if that's what you want, that's where like it's bringing that bodybuilding passion, to you again, you're in the right path. So yeah.
I think it's because I have such like an emotional tie as well to like the old school bikini days, and that's why I got into this sport, like was when you were at the height of your competition career, Janet and all the OG bikini girls. And I know that like, well, I personally think that again, as we see Fit Model evolve, we are going to see more of that. It's going to
Yeah.
kind of be reminiscent of the old school bikini. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can see that happening too. Yeah.
I think it's good because Marnie, I know we spoke so much on like we analyzed your physique. You asked me what I thought, like all this kind of stuff, and I said I'm with you either way, what you decide to do. But like I just thought fit model because it just aligns with you, your values, and everything. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah.
Well, look, before we're going to wrap there on the Fit Model section, I just want to say once again, I know Marnie, KERRY, and Angelica has already said this, but congratulations to all the girls who was part of the pro debut for Fit Model. Not just the show itself, but also I do want to shout out the fact that I saw plenty on social media leading up to the show, people meeting up either at restaurants or a gym or just going out in Tokyo, and or even backstage. I saw nothing but positivity, and clearly there's a great opportunity for anyone who's involved with the Fit Model ranks to be part of creating this positive, welcoming community, because we know there is still the judgment that is out there on the Fit Model division, but every division started that way. Bikini started that way as well. Even Classic Physique, when it came in, people looked down it straight away, thinking it's another opportunity for people to make money, people not to get as big in the open. Even the 212 division, it's been gone for years, is still getting scrutiny, saying people should scrap the division and move to the open. Men's physique about board shorts, not training legs. Unfortunately, that's how it's part parcel. You're never going to please everybody. However, what was great to see was the majority of media outlets was reporting on the Fit Model show. I saw Emily Chanel's page. I think she's grown by 6,000 followers in 24 hours. So if that can happen with Emily, it can happen to anybody else in the Fit Model ranks. And I also agree with Marnie and anyone that is thinking this. Many of those girls in that top 10 or even top 20 have the opportunity to make it to Olympia. I know there's only 22 shows left to qualify for Olympia, but Emily being the first one, I do believe a lot of those girls will also make it. Plus, of course, what's exciting is the other girls who now be making that transition from the amateur ranks into the pro ranks. So it's definitely one to keep an eye out for. I'm definitely looking forward to the Wasatch Pro in the middle of April, which is going to be an absolute Royal Rumble when it comes to numbers.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the Arnold Classic Bikini, and just like we did at the Olympia, I do want to play a little game. You can play if you want. I'm going to have my say. We're going to go through the girls. All I want to know, if you want to say it, is are they a title challenger, a top 6 challenger, the top 6 be first call out, or just outside of the top 6? So we are, based it off probably past data. We're going to look at each of the girls to make sure we recognize all of them, because in the end, this is an invitational, and the fact that all the girls have been chosen to represent themselves at the Arnold Classic is nothing but testament to themselves, something obviously KERRY's going to experience at the Arnold Classic UK being invited to such a prestigious show. Only the third time, I believe, the Arnold Classic UK is taking place. So let's go straight into this and let me bring up the lineup. And we're going to go right from the start, and let's bring up number 2 in the world. Neil Cash will be somewhere close to the front row. You know, I think this is a big one for him, a big one for Ashlyn. Let's start with Angelica. Just give me your thoughts, because, I mean, you're going to be commentating.
Yeah.
No longer the underdog, Neil is saying.
No
longer that. Is that something you agree with?
Oh my God, yeah. Actually, she keeps getting better. She's, you know, like every time I see her on stage, and then, you know, she's like I get surprised, you know, by her physique. Like, wow, she keeps improving, and she did that at the Olympia. I mean, last year at the Arnold she got 3rd place, and then at the Olympia she got 2nd place. She's a runner-up, right? So amazing job. She's for sure like a threat for the title, because as I see, you know, what she's looking now in her pictures, her progress pictures, she have improved it, you know. Tyler's feedback after the Olympia was that she could still get a little bit more size to her legs, to her quads, and I can see that, you know, like in her progress pictures. I can see that she did put on some more size in her legs, and even her calves a little bit. So I'm really excited to watch her on stage and to comment about her. And we can see the difference. You see, like on these pictures that you're showing, she did improve her quads a little bit, and I think that will look more symmetrical on stage. So yeah, title threat.
Kerry, Marnie, I know every week we talk about Ashlyn, every week we say the same thing, because the reality is she just gets better and better and better. What else can we say about her?
She's a challenger for the title. That's it.
I'm just excited to see her up there, if I'm honest. Like, she, as we know, like we've had her on here, she's someone that doesn't take her foot off the gas all year, and that's why it's so obvious to see the changes in her physique and the development she does make, because she's through and through working day in, day out. And credit's where it's due, and I'm just excited and inspired by this.
Yeah.
I guess it's pretty obvious when I ask the question. So, title challenger, top 6. Let's just go straight to it. Obviously, a title challenger for the Arnold Classic 1. And of course, if she does take it, it would be her first major win. When we talk about major titles, and of course, that'll be such a breakthrough for her after being number 2 in the world. Marnie, I'm going to start with you for our next one. The GOAT of Bikini Division. No signs of slowing down. Yes, she did not get the result she wanted at Olympia, but if she put that right in a few shows afterwards, we see her back at the Arnold Classic. Talk to me about Ashley Cole-Wasser.
I think Ashley's looking great. Like, I have seen some physique updates, although I don't know how far down the page they are. Or maybe on her story, actually. Was it?
This one, this was like a her doing a. This is the most recent one. This is 1 week ago. She was actually doing a posing workshop, fit model and bikini posing. So obviously left as bikini. But yeah, sorry, Marnie, carry on.
Well, I mean, I can't see Ashley not being in the first call out. I think from what we've seen of her updates, she's coming back with a bang from the Olympia as well. So to me, yeah, I would put her in there as a title contender personally. I don't want to count Ashley out because yeah, she's the GOAT. So
Angelica, Kerry, I mean, obviously, Kerry, you got up against Ashley. Angelica, I mean, you need plenty of hands to count how many times you got up against her. Where did we finish with her?
Ashley is she's so amazing, you know, like the way she keeps doing it, she keeps getting better. She, you know, if she thinks the lineup will be softer, she'll show up softer. If she thinks now they're going for conditioning, she'll show up, you know, like a little bit more conditioned. So she's that type of athlete that, you know, she really does the work. And I think she's coming with revenge, you know, from the Olympia, going from 2nd to 5th. I think it was 5th, right? 5th place. And I know she wasn't happy. I mean, it's not that she wasn't happy. She was proud, but she thought that, okay, I could be more conditioned. That's what I think. And then, you know, like coming for this Arnold, we can see she's really going for the conditioning. right? I can tell like by all her pictures, all her videos, she's looking way leaner than she looked at, like the whole year, like last year. So this will be a different look. So I'm excited to see what it looks like on stage and standing with the other girls. Some of the other top athletes shows like they're gonna bring, a little bit more conditioning too. So I think it's very strategic, those top girls will be watching like what the other main competitors, like will bring to the stage. And Ashley will always be a title, challenger because she just has the experience. She's the GOAT. She's the most winning, like in all divisions in bodybuilding, not only bikini, but all divisions in bodybuilding. So how not to count her, as a really challenger, right? Yeah. So
I mean,
this Arnold to be tough.
Yeah.
And KERRY, in 3.5 weeks' time, you'll go up against her again at the Arnold UK.
Which is it's just an honor, isn't it? To be honest, all these top tier, top level athletes, just yeah, I'm so excited. To be honest, and yeah, you cannot count her out at all. Absolutely not.
So we all agree, title challenger, of course. Okay, let's go to the next one, Reyna. Now, Reyna's actually changed her name from what this was. So let me just quickly search her. I know she's been putting a few more updates recently. Let's get her here. Reyna. Okay, so Marnie, let me come back to you on Reyna. Let's get this. I think this is the most recent update. 1 day out. Yeah, 7 days. Reyna, Marnie, you start with her.
Can we scroll through the pictures? Is there any more?
Oh, no. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. That's it. I mean, yeah, her glutes. Wow. Unbelievable. I'm sure I've seen Tyler do show recaps and say that she has like some of the best glutes in the Pro League as well. So to me, I would say top 6 contender easily. Yeah, I think she will shock a lot of people at this show, honestly.
KERRY, what's your thoughts about Reyna?
I fully agree. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, we spoke about this, didn't we? I think last week on the podcast as well. Like, could she even creep in there?
Yeah.
Into that top 4? She may well do. So, yeah.
And Angelica, I think, do you agree as well? Is Reyna a top 6 contender to try and break into that first call out?
I think she's one of the girls that are coming for the Arnold that I think can break into the top 6 and even maybe top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it'll be really hard to break into the top 4, but top 5, top 6, yeah, I can see that because she has, that beautiful shape, like, like her glutes. I think when she wins from the back. Like her glutes is really amazing. I remember the first time I saw her on stage and like very slick hair, right? That makes her stand out too, because most of us will do like the waves, and she have like that look with the very straight hair, very slick, very shiny, and she looks really beautiful on stage, and her presentation is really good, and when she turns to the back, it's like, wow, like, like her glutes is really like a showstopper. So yeah, I think she'll do really well at this Arnold.
Yeah, I agree. Top 6 contender for sure. We know there is a big 4, which we all talk about, potentially taking the 1st to 4th place if they all come in at the best. But just like Olympia, we have seen that people can look their best a week out, and then things can change very quickly on the week of a show, and that could leave the opening to some of these competitors to break into maybe some of those places a little bit higher. So yeah, definitely agree when it comes to Reyna being a top 6 contender. Let me just go back to the Arnold page and let's get up the rest of the lineup. Next up, I was going to say Lauralie, who's no longer competing with the show. Obviously, I may as well. Just we found out a couple of hours after we finished our recording, which is such a shame. I know Neil was very excited about her returning to the stage and making a statement. Obviously, it's not meant to be at the Arnold Classic, but no doubt we'll see it at a later show and live up to the expectation Neil set for herself, and no doubt achieve it as well.
You know, I think that's a lot of like respect for that, because I know that this would have been such a hard decision for her to make, especially being, such a top tier show, the Arnolds. And at the end of the day, I think being able to actually accept where she is in her journey and, pull out is something massive. And most people would try and push on and push through it. And I think she's just aligned with her values. And I actually think like a lot of respect is due to her, to be honest, because again, that's a big decision. And it just goes to show that to other athletes that sometimes if things don't align, like it's okay to pull out and listen to your body and your mind.
Well said. Okay, let's go to the three-time Arnold champion, the 2024 Olympia champion, the new, improved, returning Lauralie. Angelica, I mean, you're going to be on commentary. No doubt this is one of the physiques you'll be very excited to see take to the stage with a new coach. She's not been shy in sending plenty of updates.
No.
Talk to me about the three-time Arnold champion.
Wow, I always say like Lauralie, she's always a title challenger. Like every show she enters, it's just because she's that good. And she's coming with revenge from the Olympia. She lost her title. She didn't bring her best. Many things happened. I found out later that she got her cycle. Like it was many things. Mentally, she wasn't like in the best place too. But now she is. Now she is. She looks like very focused, very like determined to come and like prove everyone wrong. And we see that she's really bringing the conditioning. I don't think she's gonna look that conditioned on stage. I think that's the strategy that she's doing, like get very lean and then fill out, because with her she gotta be very lean to be able to fill out nicely and not hold that film of water. And I think that's what we're gonna see on stage. Like, I see like she looks great with that conditioning, but she probably not gonna look that hard and that conditioned on stage. She's just gonna be, I think she's gonna bring a really nice package. I'm really excited to watch. This will be a new Lauralie, but I think it's gonna be an improved version of Lauralie. And I'm excited. I love her. I'm friends with her. I can say that in the commentary, but I can say here. So, like I really, I'm always on her corner, and I really hope that she can dial in. The Arnold is her show, was always her show. She's the most winning, bikini athlete in the Arnold Classic in Ohio. She have won 3 times. So I think, she just has that good mindset coming to the Arnold. She feels that she has less pressure than the Olympia. And I think she's going to come on stage and we're going to be very impressed with her.
I've got to ask Angelica. I know me, KERRY and MARNIE, we spoke about this last week and in the last couple of weeks. Her coach, Damien, have been very vocal in regards to his confidence and belief of what Lauralie can achieve in 2026, using phrases like, at the Olympia, it'll be a physique that no one's ever seen before, and come Olympia 2026, which is phase 3, phase 1 being Arnold, phase 2 being Pittsburgh, phase 3 being Olympia, she will be the epitome of a bikini, the perfect bikini athlete. Is that something, knowing Lauralie and of course the new partnership with Damien, do you think that has a potential to become reality come Olympia season?
It does, yeah. Like Lauralie has the potential, and Damien, he's like he coached Courtney King when she won, like the Olympia, and I mean he coached Sydney Gillan. It's not because it's a different division. He knows what he's doing, I can tell that. It's a little bit dangerous though, to say a whole new different physique, something that we never seen before, like because they also don't want to go too different from everything that they have been awarding till now, right? But I think what he meant is like we're gonna see the best Lauralie, that it can possibly be on stage, right? Because he did not have like a lot of time to work with her for the Arnold, so he'll keep improving and getting feedback and improving. So I think that is possible that I don't know if the best bikini physique ever, but probably the best Lauralie ever. I do believe that.
Kerry, Marnie, do you guys want to finish off on Lauralie? Anything to add?
I mean, I agree with what Angelica said. Like, when Lauralie is in prep for the Arnold, it's like the Arnold is like home for her because she's got so many great memories there. And I just think she looks so incredible on pictures and videos that I can't even begin to imagine how she looks in person, because sometimes pictures and videos don't do it justice. So, yeah, I definitely think that we will see her best yet, by far. So, I'm really excited. Obviously, she's a title contender. It goes without saying.
I won't bother asking everyone the question. We all know she's going to be a title challenger. And let's not forget, she's a three-time Arnold Classic champion. She didn't lose her title in 2025. She wasn't able to compete. So technically, she did not lose her title. One person who has been very secretive is the second winningest bikini pro of all time, Aimee Delgado. And I imagine it's a strategy. I imagine she wants to keep everything covered below us all the way come Saturday. Let's talk about Aimee. Kerry, I'm going to start with yourself. Aimee Delgado. Look, we haven't seen, like I said, a lot of her. We can see some of the physique updates when she got the clothes on. What are you expecting from Aimee, having come close to the Arnold Classic win last year, second behind Banya?
We definitely cannot rule her out as a contender. I think she always comes in lights out, doesn't she? I'm really excited. She looks, from the video where you can see her core, she looks like she's also in good condition. I feel like most of them are. But yeah, she's not really shown us much, but you just can't obviously rule her out at all. She always comes in with great fullness. I think they'll be headed for a little bit more condition probably from her as well this time. And yeah, she's always a hard worker and works based off of the feedback that she's always given. So yeah, excited to see this for sure, especially because it's all been under wraps.
Exactly, so that video didn't even play. Marnie, anything else to add on Aimee? I mean, look, she's won the New York Pro multiple times. She won Pittsburgh last year, but when it comes to the Arnold Olympia, she's just, I guess we spoke to Jamie on a few occasions, and I guess even Jamie said that they've never really nailed it when it comes to one of those big shows, but maybe this one could be different. Because how under the wraps everything is this their way of saying that maybe, just maybe, the best Aimee Delgado will be stepping on the stage come Arnold Classic?
Well, I mean, the thing with Aimee is that she always really is coming into her own at the start of the season, because like we've got Pittsburgh and New York coming up. So I think that she will be absolutely on point, like for the start of the season. And I mean, I do watch Aimee's stories now and again, and from kind of like the energy that I'm gathering from her with how she's posting at the minute, she's keeping her physique under wraps, but she seems really like aligned with her faith and also just like spirituality and stuff. And I do think that having that sort of peace and trust, it does a lot for you in a prep, like rather than worrying about the outcome and things like that, knowing that whatever is going to happen on show day is all part of the journey and, part of your road to success. So, yeah, I definitely think even though she's been secretive, I don't think that that is a bad thing. I think it's mainly just because she's focusing on the right things, and staying in her little bubble, I guess, focusing on the people in her support network and stuff. And I'm sure that she'll display something incredible at the Arnolds. That's
Angelica,
my take.
do you have a favourite version of Aimee that you've seen, and maybe that version could be the one to go and take the Arnold Classic title?
I think last year's Pittsburgh Pro, was a shape that everyone was like, wow, and winning the Pittsburgh Pro it's not easy. And she's been doing that, what, three years in a row?
Yeah.
3 years in a row, right? And the New York Pro too. And I mean, she's been getting second place at the Arnold for the last 2 years,
Yeah.
right? So she's right there. So I do think that she's challenging for the title. I think she's doing everything she can to come and win this title. That's a big goal, like for her, for Jamie. And she doesn't like to be judged before the show. That's what it is, with Aimee. She don't like the comparison before, They have like a different method, than some other competitors, they really do, like they really feel out right before the show. The physique really changes. So it's hard for her to be putting herself out there, knowing that she'll look completely different, on show day. They have, she'll be eating like so much carbs before, and her physique really changes, it pops. That's when it really comes to life. So there's one reason why we're not seeing, like much of her, on social media. And she likes to be more into her, like backstage. She'll always be with her headphone, like really, focus on, like inside, like what she's gonna bring on stage, to really put it all up, like up there, on stage. So I'm really excited. I think she's gonna bring a really amazing physique. I saw her in Vegas, after the leadership course that I went, and she went there to support me. And I saw her and I'm like, oh my God, was the first impression that I had. I'm like, oh my God, you look amazing. Her glutes was popping. We posed for a picture, and she was like doing that kind of like that bikini pose, and her glutes. I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, why are you not showing this? And she's like, oh no, I like to be a little bit more quiet. I'm really focused. So yeah, I think it'll be every time she steps on stage, even on the Olympia stage last year, she still got, like fourth place. But I was impressed with her physique. Like even Tyler Manu said, like she has one of the best glutes, in the industry. And glutes for bikini is so important. So yeah, this, she'll be like coming for a challenge, like coming to with everything to get that title, because she's been getting second for 2 years. So excited.
Title challenger, 100%. Let's bring up the next competitor. So we got Uliana, based out in Vegas. Let's bring up some updates. So I don't know it too well. KERRY, could you just give me your thoughts on Uliana, who will be competing at the Arnold class? This was 2 weeks out.
I also do not actually, I feel really awful when I say that, but I actually do not know much about her either. So this
Who
is
does
like,
then? Who does? Marnie, Angelica, help me out.
I had a scroll on her page because I just started following her.
Okay.
And so she, I believe, obviously from the picture that's pinned on her page, won her pro card at the Arnold. So that's how.
Oh shit! Yeah,
So
of course, the newest.
Right. So that's how she's competing in this lineup, because obviously you get the invite. But I believe she has actually competed in a few pro shows last season as well, following this. I had a scroll. I can't remember if it was Chicago Pro, maybe. If you scroll down, you'll see.
No, it will be. I actually remember her now. She was absolute standout in the Arnold Classic Amateur show, and she did it very quickly, making a pro debut.
Where is it? I had a scroll the other day to see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Chicago. Gosh, that was well remembered, wasn't it? So yeah, I mean, I think she looks great. I think she's got a beautiful shape. Yeah, I think she looks great. And it's hard to know where she's going to place in this lineup, of course. If you go back on the videos, let's have a look at her latest check-in.
This looks like this was 2 days ago.
Yeah, nice. She's coached by Neil Cash as well.
Oh yeah, of course, Neil did say yes. Yes, I think look, the reality. I mean, look, she took 8th place at Chicago, and this will obviously be an unbelievable experience for her to be on stage with Lauralie, Aimee, Ashlyn, Ashley, all at the same time. It probably will be obviously outside the top 6 call out, but it's obviously 1 year as a pro. I guess this year is going to be her first full rookie season, and for Neil, I imagine, is to get an idea about where she stands with some of the best competitors in the world. 4 of the top 6 Olympians are in this lineup. Angelica, have you got anything else to add about someone who obviously just won their pro card a year ago, now making their Arnold Classic debut?
Wow, what an amazing opportunity, right? To win your pro card at the Arnold, and then you have that invite, you're already invited for the next year Arnold, and then you're gonna step on stage with the best. And seeing, like her, how she looks now, I can tell she have already improved from the Chicago Pro pictures that you showed here. And one thing about the Arnold is like, you cannot count anyone out, and it's so good when we have some, oh my God, some amazing surprise, like who is this girl, and then they can go and like get right into the top six. And she looks amazing here, like her last, pictures. Just because I don't know much, about her, I'm not gonna put her in that top six, but I'm not saying that she can't surprise us. So
if she did, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? Like, because this is an opportunity for her to like break through potentially.
We all love surprises, 100%, and you can't pick a bigger show as Olympia to make a big splash. Let's talk about fan favorite. Where's my mouse here? The youngest competitor on stage. She'll be doing the Ohio and then the Arnold Classic UK before she goes into an off season. Originally 2026 was supposed to be a year out, but obviously she got a qualification invite, and she will be doing the Arnold. So that can only be Tianna. What is up with this? Why is the video stop playing? I don't know you, Marnie, because I know you're a fan of hers. We spoke on many occasions before the Olympia, at the Olympia. But of course, what? Is she still 21 or is she 22 now?
22, I think. Yeah, she just had her birthday at the start of the year, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, age aside, what an incredible opportunity. Like, this is just wild for her, and I'm sure she's going to be soaking up every moment, not of just like being on stage, but even just of the prep itself, especially knowing that she's going into a big off season. This is like a huge moment in her career, and I've said this before, like, I feel like Tianna is the future of bikini division. So yeah, I'm so happy for her, and it'll be really nice to have her here in the UK as well, selfishly. Yeah, she looks awesome.
KERRY, I mean, you both made your Olympia debut in 2025. So talk to me about what you hope to see from Tianna when she takes this Arnold Classic stage, Arnold Classic debut, by the way.
Again, like Marnie said, like, what an opportunity. She is so young and has like so much time ahead of her. I think it's been great also to see since the Olympia the improvements that she has made. So she is an absolute workhorse, and I'm really excited to see not only where she places, but the transformation that she then displays on the stage as well.
Angelica, I mean, look, you've been in the sport for so long, and you get to see new girls come through, and sometimes they get to Olympia younger and younger. So, talk to me about Tianna.
Wow, the new generation, right, of bikini. It's just like, I'm a fan. She's 22 and she already, have done so much. She already qualified for the Olympia. She won a pro show. She qualified for the Olympia. Now she's coming to compete of one of the most prestigious stages, in bodybuilding. She was invited, and she's young. I mean, when I started competing, I was 29. Imagine what she can still do. When I won my first Olympia title, I was 33. So, like, I know some girls who do that, like younger than I did, but just look like how much more room she has to improve, how much more time she has to improve. And she already looks amazing, I don't think she's a threat for the title. Maybe she can break into the top 6. Let's see what she brings. Let's see, like how she dials in the physique. But just to step on that stage with the best of the best. I mean, the Arnold's tough, to do these predictions, because just to be there is already winning, right? You're there, you you're already winning. You're one of the best of the world, you know. You were invited for a reason, right? So they take like thousands and thousands of, you know, like letters, you know, of girls that want to be there and compete there, right? And to choose only 10, 12, it's, you know, and you in that lineup, you're already a winner. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see her on stage, to talk about her, and to see how she showcase, right? Being the youngest in the lineup.
Yeah.
So really excited.
I think for me, it's difficult to see her break into the top six. I definitely just obviously be young, and you got to look at experience, much maturity. Obviously, other girls, we'll talk about Phoebe, we talk about Reyna, even obviously Sharon as well. There's some good girls there. I think this is just going to be such an unbelievable experience. Whereas before at the Olympia, I mean, how many girls was the Olympia, Kerry? Was 60 odd?
It was close.
Yeah, and sometimes it's very difficult to get to a call out with some. She's going to be in a lineup potentially with other girls that would have been in the top 15, and this is only what there's going to be 11 girls on stage now. Jordan's no longer there, so one opportunity she's going to have take so much from it into off season, and only more excited to see her back on stage in 2027 once she finishes at the Arnold Classic UK, which is going to be great to see her on UK soil. Let's go. Okay. I definitely think this person is going to be a top six.
Just warning. My kids are about to break in.
Oh, God. Okay, there we go.
I can't hear. They're about to break in.
Okay, so Sharon Ramos. All of a sudden.
I like her physique.
Okay, Kerry, then you're going to start off because she's been sharing plenty of updates. Everyone is getting excited about her. Go on, talk to me.
Rightly so. I just think she's got one of those physiques you look at. From the front especially, her waist is just tiny, her skin texture, just tight waist, but still has that fullness. I'm just really excited to see this, to be honest.
I think, this was 9 days out, and no doubt in my eyes, she's definitely a top 6 contender to get into that first call out, and even higher should one of the top girls leave the door open. Marnie, I know you're a fan of Sharon's physique. What else do you want to add?
I agree with what Kerry said. I think she just looks phenomenal, and she'll be a real standout. I think, you know, when she walks out onto the stage and has that stage presence and the sass and everything. I'm very, very excited to see what she brings for sure.
Angelica, look, you're going to be on the commentary. You're going to see all these girls on stage when it comes to show day. Sharon, is she a contender to break into the top 6 placing?
For sure. I think she's a contender to break into the top 6. And when she walks on stage, she just brings so much confidence. And, the stage presence, her posing, I love her posing. I hope she don't get the pressure, as we saw a little bit at the Olympia that she got the pressure and her posing wasn't as, as confident and, as we saw in other pro shows. So I hope that she really comes to the Arnold and leave it all, up there and really put on a show for us because that's what she does best. And from the front, she's just, when she hits that front pose, like her waist is so small, like she's so curvy, like the symmetry, right? The hourglass shape is really like there. When we put our eyes, it's just, one thing that we're looking for her to improve from the Olympics, the glutes, and looking at her progress videos, it looks like she did improve. So I'm excited to see her in good, really good lights and see how she did improve, like her glutes. But she is a contender to break into the top 6, and she's a rising star. So I'm excited for her.
Definitely. Okay, we're coming down to the last 3. So let me just bring up our next one, Cynthia Chen. Another one, I'll be honest, I don't know too much. So Marnie, you've been telling me just some research anyway, so I guess you can help me out here.
I actually can't. I don't know a lot about her either. Oh, this is the girl that we said had a similar shape to Ivy Eskandar.
Yeah,
I know who she is now.
The other week.
She looks super petite as well, like as in with height. I could be wrong. She looks like small, you know. But yeah, she looks great. Let's see the back pose. Oh my God, wow, look at her glutes. She's got like long glute insertions there. Yeah, she looks incredible.
Let me just scroll down to see. So this is obviously from Olympia.
She looks beautiful on stage, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, her glutes are so long. You can see even in the front pose there as well.
Which show was this? Oh, China. So this was back in December. So Angelica, Cynthia, we don't know too much about her, so I do apologise. But of course, we're all excited to see you on stage anyway in the 11 Girls at the Arnold Classic. What's your thoughts of her?
Yeah, I can tell she's also the new generation. She looks very young, and she have like, you know, like very small muscle. I do hope, you know, we see her a little fuller than what we see in her progress videos, you know, that you showed here. And because that lineup will be full, you know, like it'll be really full, you know, like the size of the, you know, that 4, you know, top contenders that we spoke about. So it looks like she have been improving, you know, from her last show, like from the Olympia last year. But I do like hope to see her doing like strategically, you know, like doing something to coming fuller for the when it's show time. You know, if she comes in like what we see here, she can look a little bit too small with the lineup. So, but she's beautiful. She has that, you know, she has that fresh look. I can tell she's young, you know, like so much room to improve still. But yes, you know, like really work on that pop, like bringing that pop and that fullness, you know, as she's dialed in for the show.
Bring in that pop, yes. Okay, the final 2, Marie-Eve. I think we've have we had it in the past? Did we see her at Olympia? Did she join us?
She was on our live podcast. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it was Tampa. Tampa is where she won her Olympia qualification. So KERRY, you went up against her at the Olympia. God, every time we see these Olympia pictures, I think back of you, KERRY, getting your jacket for the first time, going to Vegas for your first ever Olympia. Great times. But yeah, let's go back to her. Talk to me. What do you think we could expect from her at the Arnold Classic this weekend?
I think she could be like a bit of an underdog, you know. Look at her. Let's go back to the other picture.
Sorry, 1 second. Yep.
She's got really nice balance. Look at her glutes, her shape. When you look at her physique, you look at it like in a flow. You don't look at it and go delts or glutes. Like she's got a really nice balance from head to toe, a really clean look, and just, yeah.
MARNIE, look, we saw her at the Olympia, and look, she secured the Olympic qualification at the Tampa Pro, which is definitely no slouch for sure. You get a lot of the good girls jump from Tampa to Texas. Talk to me about Marie. Where do you think she could potentially land at the Arnold Classic?
I do think as well she could get into the top 6. You know, I think we can't underestimate her capabilities either. She competed at the UK Arnold last time. Yeah, 2024. I remember seeing her compete there, and like she did really, really well in that show as well. So I think, you know, like she's done the big shows, she's won some big shows, and I'm sure she'll be ready for this. So yeah, she brings the fullness, you know, she's got a lot of dense muscle there in the glutes and stuff. So I think she looks complete. And yeah, I think she could definitely get into the top 6, depending on who else places above or below. Obviously, this is the thing, like we just don't know yet, and we saw this happen at the Olympia. So it's I said to you guys last time, I'm never doing predictions again because I was so
predictions
wrong.
are fun. Predictions are fun. That's why we're not going first, second, or third. We're just trying to say where they potentially go. But look, Olympia, she was the middle of the third call out, so around 20th, 68 girls, so incredible show for herself. Angelica, where should we?
I think she has amazing hourglass shape, you know, like very good symmetry. We can tell with the upper body, the waist, and the glute radius. When she turns to the back, her glutes is just impressive. And if she nails, like her look, like she did, like for the Arnold UK when we competed together, she stand out. I don't think this Olympia was her best look, but as I see her progress, like pictures what she's been posting, she have improved. So I'm really excited. I think she can. She's one of the girls that can break into that top 6 at the Arnold. So I'm excited to watch her.
Well, one to go. And we all know who that's going to be. That's going to be our UK representative. She's back on stage. That's, of course, Phoebe Hagen. So let's bring up Phoebe, because on the UK side, I know we're all excited to see her back on stage and the phenomenal work her and the coach Aimee have been doing. This was her most recent update at 8 days out from the Arnold board. Don't forget, she was the first ever Arnold Classic UK winner back in 2022, I want to say. KERRY, I'm going to talk over to you because, of course, you will go up against Phoebe. Look, you two know each other very well. You're going to go up against the Arnold Classic UK. What we're seeing from Phoebe, has it exceeded your expectations?
One thing I just want to say, I think it's crazy because, we both actually, obviously, we're the UK people that have got the Arnolds, like we've been to the Olympia, things like that. But it's mad because the UK, there's loads of different places you can live, but we're actually from the same gym. Like we used to train with each other right from the start. So I actually think it's insane that out of all of the places in the UK, the two of us have come from just little old down south at South Coast Gym to now actually achieving all these wonderful things. So first of all, I think that's really cool. But secondly, I just think this prep has been the prep she needed to find her love and passion to be back in the sport, because she's definitely gone through it with preps, she's had some tough preps where she's had to really, 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 really dig, and that is hard, and it's enough to burn anyone out. And I think now she's with Jamie, the process has been a lot different. She's been really well managed and looked after, and that has obviously come to light through what we're seeing with her physique here. So it's really exciting to see the amount of progress she has made. We know she's got amazing genetics. At the end of the day, she's had a long time off doing other things, but she's still come back, and I think she's probably shocked herself at the amount of improvements that she has made. So yeah, it's just exciting to see what she's obviously going to be able to achieve up there. So yeah, excited to see her doing it for the UK.
Marnie, I imagine you might be the same as myself. We see her as definitely a top 6 contender, and even higher, obviously depending on how the other girls go in the big 4. But this is somebody who does have big show experience. Let's not forget, there was at one point she was 7th in the world at the Olympia.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I think it's really, really nice when you see an athlete go through a prep that was maybe more difficult, and then you see them come back and kind of just override and surpass that times 1,000. Where those comparison photos were, Suki, on the last post.
Yep, 1 second.
Let's pull them up, because I think, look at that front leg now.
So much more
on the front toes. Just the proportions and the fullness there in the glute, and just everything just looks like it's been dialed into perfection. So yeah, I mean, you can see there just by what she's written in the caption, she's beaten her last physique. And I think when an athlete knows that and they're making a comeback, it definitely brings about a new level of confidence. So yeah, really exciting to see how this looks. She's put there, this is flat, not fed. So, when she fills out, I'm sure that this will be a completely different look again.
This is nothing, and now she's in the watch why of Jamie as well. That's nothing compared to probably what we're going to see,
Angelica, Phoebe returning, is this someone you're looking forward to seeing?
Oh, I'm so excited to see Phoebe back on stage. I can tell she's confident, she's happy, she's bringing the passion again, finally. And I think she rocks the stage, right? She's an amazing posing coach, and she just, like the way she steps on stage, she just really brings, that stage presence. And she's gonna bring, I think, a package that's way better than everything we saw before from Phoebe. And like again, like Jamie's coaching her, the way, like, of course she has a formula for every athlete. It's not always the same, but I can tell that she is a little flat in her videos. And knowing how, like Jamie likes to work, she'll probably come in a lot more fuller than what we're seeing here, and then things will really pop like a lot more. And she already looks incredible here. So I'm just thinking about, like how she's gonna show on show day, right? And for sure, I see her, like getting that top 6, maybe top 5. We never know, like what happens if someone in that top 4 contender that we have, maybe something goes wrong and maybe she can move even further, like even more. So I'm excited. Phoebe's one that I'm looking, like out for her, and really excited to see what she brings to this stage.
Well, 11 girls prejudging Saturday finals shortly afterwards. Angelica will be a part of the commentary team. I know MARNIE and KERRY will be tuning in for it. And we're only a few days away. So, Angelica, thank you so much for being part of it. I know we had you last time at the Olympia one, so it's great to have you back on. It's awesome to hear the stuff you're going to be doing at the Arnold's. Given it's been a full year retired. I mean, in fact, I don't think the people who are watching have seen the picture behind you in full. Just give us a little bit of a story behind it. You told us off air about it.
Yeah, this was my Arnold 2020. And my sister, Mariana Hoffman, my older sister, she's an artist, right? She painted by hand for me, and she surprised me for my birthday in 2021. So she brought this. She came to visit me in Texas, and she brought this with her. So
Is that full on life
amazing.
size?
Yeah, it's like my size. So it's like, it's my size. Like it goes all the way down here.
That's incredible.
So amazing. Yeah.
Did you cry? Did you cry when you got it?
I did. I was, like I had Alyssa, like my first daughter. So it was like a different era for me, like it was already tough, like stepping out of the, like, like the top of the top in bikini, right? To become a mom. So my life had changed completely, by the time that she brought me the surprise. And it was just a reminder for me, like, hey, this is who I am, I know I'm a mom, but I'm still the same person, So this was super, super special. And made me, like I put on the wall and going through my motherhood journey, with Alyssa and then having Isla right back. I would always remind myself, like, hey, like I'm still, I'm Angelica mom, like I'm here, but I'm still this Angelica. So that was something that made me, like gave me power to go back to the stage, after 2 back-to-back, babies. So this was special, will forever be special for me.
Angelica, I just want to finish on one thing because I have to ask you. Arnold Class of 2025, the moment you took off your heels, you put it over your head, you looked out the crowd, standing ovation, everyone's applauding. Go back to that moment. What was going through your head when you had the final time you're on stage and you're announcing to your crowd, this is the last time I'm stepping onto the stage, as you decide to walk off? What was going through your head at that point?
Wow, right on stage was like, I was happy because, wow, so many accomplishments, right? What a career. Like I look at everyone, the respect of everyone. When I took off my heels, all the judges stand up, like everyone, like some people start crying. I could see that from the stage, right? And in my mind, I was like, wow, like I did it. I achieved, I achieved the top of the top, I'm finishing this here, but my legacy stays, right? So that's what was in my mind. It was sad because this was something that I love, you know, I still love so much. And I really, like, for many, many years, 13 years, you know, I really enjoyed being on stage, competing, you know, being active on stage. But, you know, in my heart, I had that peace that, like, okay, I did what I had to do. You know, like, this is like, you know, this is a chapter that I live to the fullest, right? There's nothing that I can go back and say, oh, but I didn't do that, but I didn't do that show, but I didn't win that show, but I didn't, you know, like I think if I didn't come back after being a mom and retired before, that would be always in my heart and in my mind that I wanted to go back, right? So, you know, for me, like, finishing that way and on my terms and raising my heels the way nobody ever did, taking the time to do that with a lot of respect for the sport that I love and for this amazing journey that I lived, you know. It was just like, okay, this feels right. This feels like, you know, it's the right time, it's the right call, and it's the right moment. And just you know, I just wanted to finish strong, not just like, okay, finish and then announce, okay, that was my last show. I wanted everyone to know why I'm on stage. Like, hey, what is that? Because nobody knew. I didn't announce that before. Nobody knew. So that was a surprise for everyone. And so once I took off my heels, everyone could, like, okay, we sing. So let's take another look. This is the last time we seen her, you know, on stage. So that was special for me to finish that way with the heels, you know, high and proud of everything I have done.
It was iconic.
Was truly.
You. Thank you.
Well, Angelica, I'll see you at the Ohio. And guys and girls, if you are watching, please do drop in your predictions. Who do you think will make the top 5 at the Arnold Classic? We're only a few days away, so please do drop in. And no doubt next week, I'm going to do my best to try and get the winner of the Arnold Classic Bikini on as part of Bikini Insider. But until then, make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next episode.